The Kurds are one of the most heterogeneous peoples. Kurdistan, the Kurdish homeland, is located in one of the most war-torn areas in the world. Here, many kingdoms, dynasties, and empires have risen and fallen. This, along with the many migrations and genocides that have occurred in the area, has made it more difficult to know exactly who is who and what their origins are. One example is the people in Khorasan, northeastern Iran, which is located far from the traditional Kurdish borders. The people here are called Khorasan Kurds and were in fact deported from Kurdistan as part of a war between the Ottoman Empire and the Persian Empire. Another example is that some Kurds today, around 50,000, can trace their origins back to Armenian ancestry. Originally, these Kurds were Armenians who, during the Armenian genocide, were taken in by Kurdish families and adopted to give them sanctuary from the perpetrators of the Armenian genocide. The ancient roots of the Kurds, along with their history, stretch back to the earliest civilizations in the region. They are an Indo-Iranian people, and their origins are linked to ancient tribes primarily from the Zagros Mountains, who blended with established peoples of the Mesopotamian region, such as the Scythians, Parthians, Kassites, Carduchis, Gutis, Hurrians, and the Medes, all of whom have either a direct or indirect connection to the ancestry of the Kurds. Being part of the Indo-Iranians does not, however, mean that the Kurds are Iranian. There is a significant difference, as being Indo-Iranian refers to a linguistic and ethnic group that includes Persians, Kurds, Pashtuns, Baloch, Tajiks, and others. Stating that the Kurds are Iranian, however, implies that they belong to the modern state of Iran, which is incorrect. The Kurds are not Iranians, but they do linguistically belong to the same family tree as other peoples to the east of them. The earliest mention of the Kurds comes from an ancient Sumerian inscription referring to the people of Karda around 2000 BC. This mention referred to a small but powerful area known as Kurda, which would eventually conquer more territories and expand to rule most of Mesopotamia at its peak. The Kurds initially developed a rich culture within the various empires that ruled the region, including the Persian, Ottoman, and Arab caliphates. Their social structures were largely tribal, with each tribe maintaining its unique customs and traditions while still sharing broader elements of Kurdish identity. These tribal and clan divisions are evident in the various dynasties and emirates with Kurdish influence, such as the Soran Emirate, the Baban dynasty, the Ayyubid dynasty, and the Marwanid dynasty. In total, there are around 50 million Kurds living in Kurdistan. This number can vary, with some sources claiming around 40 million while others suggest 60 million. The true number is hard to identify, partly because Turkey and Iran have for many years pursued political agendas to Turkify or Iranify the Kurdish people. Due to various factors such as fear of persecution or the desire to gain social benefits, some Kurds from Bakur and Rojalat choose to adopt a Turkish or Persian identity rather than a Kurdish one. In both Syria and Iraq, Arab leaders such as Saddam Hussein and Hafez al-Assad have carried out significant Arabization campaigns in Kurdish areas to Arabize the Kurdish people. Examples of these displaced Kurds include the Fayli Kurds living in Baghdad, the Fayli Kurds living in Lorestan in Iran, and the Kurds living in Lebanon, mainly in Beirut. There are also Kurds living in Turkey, such as in the Konya region, as well as along the southern and western shores of Turkey. Not to mention the massive city of Istanbul, where over 3 million Kurds live. The majority of Kurds today are Sunni Muslims. However, the Kurds also have indigenous religions, collectively known as Yazdanism, which includes Yazidism, Yarsanism, and Alevi faiths. Many Kurds also used to belong to the Zoroastrian faith, which was the main religion in the region before the arrival of Islam. Although most Kurds today are Muslims, there are significant minority groups of Kurdish Christians and Kurdish Jews, the latter numbering around 300,000 people living in Israel. The Kurdish people have faced many challenges. Some have been deeply affected by the oppressive tactics of dominant states, losing their heritage and language, while others have remained resilient in preserving these aspects of their identity. Despite the challenges the Kurds have faced throughout history, their sense of identity and community remains strong. In cities and villages across Kurdistan, as well as in the Kurdish diaspora, the Kurdish language, culture, and traditions continue to thrive. While many Kurds still engage in traditional rural livelihoods, a growing number are involved in various professions, including education, business, and the arts. Kurdish society is evolving with increasing emphasis on education and technological advancements, particularly among younger generations. In recent years, the Kurdish people have also developed strong cultural and community networks outside their homeland, particularly in Europe and North America, where Kurdish diaspora communities work to promote and preserve their heritage. If you're interested in learning more, don't miss out on our other explanatory videos about the Kurdish cause. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any further videos, and share this video and our channel with your friends to help us spread awareness as widely as possible.